2019 is almost over. This has been such a strange year for me. Like, the months went so quickly, but the year itself has felt very heavy and long. This year started off in such an exciting way. I was invited to go visit the Carnival Rosa in Prague, and I got to bring John with me. We just had such a great trip. And then a week after I got home, I got to moderate at the LA stop of Roshni's Gilded Wolves tour, which was just so much fun. She's such a wonderful human. In February, I joined a gym. Finding my fitness groove again after I had this pectoral muscle injury has been an ongoing struggle for me. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're finally on the road to getting better. In March, I visited Texas for the first time to be on the BookTube panel at Texas Teen Book Fest. It was a quick trip, but I had a really nice time with all the Bookcubans who were also there. Also in March, Jessie, Natasha, and I were in a Disneyland commercial for Visa. And it's just an experience that I got to have with them that I'll never forget. March was also the month that I went out to New York to watch the Again But Better audiobook be recorded. I'm so glad I did that. This year my dad turned 60. There was a surprise Gatsby party for him in New Jersey. So in April, I flew back for that, which was fun. I went to go see The Cursed Child Parts 1 and 2 with Kat. We're in New York City to see The Cursed Child! Parts 1 and 2. How long has it been since this came out? 2 years.
A long time.
How long has it been since we got these tickets? An entire year.
How long is the play?
5.5 hours complete. I'm so excited. It gleams like a bolt of lightning.
Oh!
Remarkable production, all-consuming enchantment. That's what I want. That's what I signed up for.
5.5 hours of it.
It's thrilling and theatrically pulse-pounding storytelling and unexpected emotional richness in an unmissable 2-part production. Ooh, ooh, ooh! I need a house sign picture.
Finally, some good representation.
It's me. Wait. It's me! Combining grand storytelling with stagecraft on a scale heretofore unimagined. What the hell is heretofore?
I don't know, but nice vocabulary right there. Someone studied for the SATs.
In March and April, I took the first steps toward accepting cats as non-demon creatures in my life. My boyfriend loves cats, and for a Captain Marvel event, we went to a cat cafe, and then for his birthday, he wanted to go to another cat cafe. The first time, I refused to touch any cat, but the second time, I eventually touched one. Whoa, yeah. I feel like I faced a fear, you know, I feel like I faced a big fear and then realized, like, I shouldn't be so scared of this. The same thing happened with almonds this year. It's been a year of me, like, stepping up and facing these irrational fears that I've had for a very long time. I'm not allergic to any nuts, but my siblings all have nut allergies, so I've been afraid of them since the dawn of time. But almonds aren't a lot of healthy shit, and I'm trying really hard to be healthier. I made myself try these new things, and I survived, and I've incorporated them into my diet, and I'm proud of it. May was the month of Again But Better in every possible way. That tornado of emotions that I got caught up in was unlike anything I've ever experienced before. My days were like, I'm doing great. Oh, anxiety. I'm doing great. Miserable and magical in the best way, with emphasis on the magical. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I have the most amazing book tour. I have the most amazing friends and family that came out to support at all different stops, that came out to moderate at all different stops. I've never felt so blessed. Again But Better was number 3 on the New York Times bestseller list week 1, and then 4 on week 2, and then 5 on week 3, and every week I was just blown back by that. In June, we did BookCon. BookCon is always a great time. I was visited in California by 2 of my best friends. My BFF Katie from college came. Her visit happened to coincide with the release of Wizards Unite, and I was lucky enough to be invited to this Wizards Unite event at Universal, where they were closing down the wizarding world, and it was like empty. We went into Ollivanders and it was only us. We both were chosen to do the wand ceremony together. Katie left. I had 3 days to catch up on work, and then my BFF from Jersey came to visit me, and we had a great time. In July, I didn't go to VidCon for the first time in 9 years. This would be my 9th year going to VidCon, and we just didn't go because the heart of what it was isn't there anymore. So there was no trip to Anaheim in July, but I did end up going to Palm Springs with Natasha and Kaden and Jordan. We had a really great, relaxing girls' weekend together. In August, I turned 29. In September, WB brought me out to the Toronto International Film Festival. As someone who is a film student, the Toronto International Film Festival has always been this very cool event that happens every year. It would be amazing to get to go to. And this year, I got to go to it and attend the North American Joker premiere. I'm so thankful that I was invited to that. And then I got to attend the Los Angeles premiere of Joker as well. In October, I moderated for Marie Lou's Los Angeles stop for Rebel. It was such a fun event. In November, I went to Y'all Fest and I was an author.
Booktubers at Y'all Fest.
Booktubers at Y'all Fest 2019.
Wow, this is coming out great.
I love it.
Oh my god, she's so gross.
That looks just like Shane.
She's gotta be walking.
Wow.
She's like crumping.
Jesse and I filmed collabs together that I'm so excited to post, but the shift in the balancing act of how I do my work has left me with this backup of videos to be edited, and I haven't gotten to them yet. This past Thanksgiving, John came home with me to have Momsgiving and Dadsgiving. It was so nice to have him there with me. At the end of November / beginning of December, Again But Better started to come out in different languages. It's just the coolest thing ever. Again But Better is out in Russia and Romania. And in the coming next 2 years, it will also be out in Spanish, French, Polish, Ukrainian. Mind-boggling. My big tags for this year are my book came out and it was the most amazing experience ever, and terrible crippling anxiety. But because this anxiety was so bad, I've finally taken this step and found a therapist. I started going to therapy in July, and slowly but surely, the way I deal with life is evolving for the better. It's so hard to explain it, but even over the past couple of months, I've noticed a difference in the way I deal with things, in the way I'm able to vocalize when I am upset or when something's bothering me. For so long, I've been the person that when I am being treated poorly, I take it and I walk away because it gives me so much anxiety to try to fight for myself in that way. Little by little, I've found the courage and the gall to be able to say the right thing at the right moment. And I didn't even notice it myself. It was my best friend who pointed it out. It's something that takes time. These past 3 years, I've hit all my goals, and this year I did not. I just came up short in so many different ways. The goals from last year were to get back on a regular yoga schedule. Releasing a book into the ether kind of just blew up my mental state and made it that much harder to like juggle the stuff going on with this injury and priority transitioning. It didn't happen. My other goal, get a full first draft of this book to finish by the end of the year, didn't happen. Cook a new thing every month, didn't happen. But that's okay. So many other things happened this year. We gotta just pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and try the fuck again. And that's what I'm gonna do in the new year. I'm gonna make a very intense effort to prioritize my physical health, because my physical health goes right into my mental health. My second goal is find a new place that I'm not allergic to, like my first place in California, because that is a huge fear looking at apartments. And my third goal for 2020 is to figure out what my book 3 will be. Just start percolating a third story idea. This has been a transitional year for me in a million different ways. I can feel the things in my life changing. Fundamentally, the patterns my life has fallen into for the last 8 years are shifting. And I'm entering a new era. I'm leveling up to a new block of adulthood. And it's weird. Like, I didn't plan it this way, but it's coinciding with the shift into my 30s. I turned 29 this year, and all this shit is changing just in time for 30. And I'm assuming this probably happens to everyone sometime around this age. You know, like your late 20s or your early 30s, you have another life shift. Just like I had a huge life shift in my early 20s. I've been in this existential crisis mode that I haven't experienced since I was 22. When you get out of college and all of a sudden your life is just existential crisis. Just like all the time, you're like, oh my God, what is my future? What if I'm doing everything wrong? What if this happens the 7th? What do I go from here? It was so nice to leave that behind once I turned like 24. And this year, it all has come screaming back. Who knew? It must happen with every big shift in your life. I'm working really hard to find my new normal. I'm not gonna fall into it instantly in January because I'm still in the process of moving. I'm moving with my boyfriend, and all throughout December I've been apartment hunting and I have not successfully found the perfect place. And I had to make my peace with that before I left to come home for the holidays. Like, I am not coming back in January knowing where I'm gonna live in the new year. And because of that, there's still a lot more shift to happen before I can let my puzzle pieces fall into their new places. But I'll get there. Not everything is gonna happen nice and neatly as the year turns over. It's gonna take a few months. 2019 has been the year of Avengers Endgame. Taylor Swift released Lover this year. The Force Awakens Star Wars trilogy came to a close. Game of Thrones ended this year. Jane the Virgin ended this year. Orange is the New Black ended this year. There was an impeachment this year. I started playing D&D this year. I learned how to curl my hair with a wand this year. We're about to embark on an entirely new decade, and that is so strange. We're about to go into the 20s. In 15 years, people are going to talk about the 20s and be talking about the 2020s, not the 1920s. That is bad shit. I'd love to hear what your goals are going into the new year. If it's been a rough year, I hope things start looking up. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm Christine, and I will see you in 2020. Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Should we wait until I say they're ready?
Hello! A book is coming out May 7th now! My book, Again But Better, comes out tomorrow!
The book is coming out. The book
Oh my gosh, it's coming out
The
tonight!
book is coming out.
Today, my book is out. I'm almost finished the third and final book in the same trilogy, Verity. Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer. Kingdom of Ash. Oh my God. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Fuck bookshelves. I want my books in a pile like this. I have finished an outline. Aragon.
Is it pronounced Beaufort or Beaufort?
What's your name? Turn on the light, bitch. It's time to write. No. Yes. Yes. Yes.
What the What are we watching tonight? New
Again
Moon!
But Better was nominated for a Goodreads Choice Award.
Jason! I don't know why this is so upsetting.
I trained a pilot. Go for a walk. Floaties! We should start a collab channel.
We're so old.
I think it's so weird.
Especially when you watch us bake.